Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I am going to show you how to run the puzzle/labyrinth cave over on Ragnarok, the new version of it, because it's incredibly difficult. There are 4 artifacts on the inside, and yeah, it's a fun, not fun cave to run actually at all. There's a lot of different things that you need to know, and let's go and get started. So first off, you're going to want to set some set some commands. You're going to want to turn volumetric fog to 1, grass size scale to 0, and gamma to 4. This lets you see in caves a little bit easier. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. You're going to need a shoulder pad of some variety, a good shotgun, a couple of sets of flak, and then like 100-ish med brews, and that should get you through this cave just fine. So this is room number 1. You're going to spell out the word Drakkar. Now the weird thing about it, I don't know why it does this, but for some reason, sometimes it makes you hit it a couple of times, like Drakkar multiple times. So we might have to do this twice. It is normal. Do not be shocked if that's the case. It's just, it is what it is. So just hit the letters in the exact combo that I give you, and you should be good to go. So the D is downstairs. The R is over here. We're going to move over here to the A, and then we're going to go hit a K, which is going to be over here. We'll go downstairs to hit the next K and A. The K can be found in the right side of this room. Then we will hit the A, which can be found over here. And then we'll go ahead and go back to this little corner over here. Hit a hidden button. Sometimes you might have to expose the hidden button by hitting some axes and stuff over there. Be careful when you go in here, and you'll have access to the R. Now the R will be in this room. Sometimes you'll do Drakkar once and it'll open. Sometimes you do it twice, it'll open. Sometimes you do it 3 times. What you're waiting for is this to open right here. Because the boat is not moving, we're going to be under the interpretation that it didn't work this time. I don't know why it does that, but I'll do the exact same thing. And when it does happen to you, do not freak out because you are doing it right. It's Ark. So just understand that that's okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to back and the exact same thing again. D, and I'm going to do it a little faster this time because obviously you guys just saw me do it. And so that way you don't need to focus too hard on where I'm going. But there's the R. And then let's hit the A over here. A. And then the K. And go downstairs, hit the K and the A. Almost got this memorized from the number of times I've had to run it so far. K. A. Hidden button. Hidden button. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the last letter, R. Now, the last letter should activate the actual upstairs for us. Now we'll go up here. All right, so now for the 3rd time, we had to do it 3 times total, but the boat did move for us. We're going to go ahead and drop straight on down. This is the point of no return. You cannot leave the cave without completing it if you've gotten to this point, so just do everything you need to. All right, so you will swim in the water. There is nothing you need to be aware of in this section over here. There are baby Aranio for the rest of this cave, but you don't need to worry about them. They're not dangerous. And then the only other thing in this section you'll need to worry about is see where you see these grates. Watch out for these for the rest of the time you are here, because those grates will pop up spikes and they will kill you. This next room is a little bit of a rush, so as soon as you get in, do not stand no matter what you do. I want to be very clear when I say do not stand. Do not stand in any way, shape, or form. And you're going to go ahead and hit the buttons. 1. And then you're going to go underneath her to hit the 2nd button, which can be found over here. You're going to hit a 3rd button that is right underneath her as well. And then once you hit those, these 2 will open. This is the point which you can go left and or right. I'm going to go right first. And basically, if you are watching this video, then if I was to go on the other side, that's how I would get the other artifact. But we're going to go ahead and get the right side first because it's a little bit more complex. All right, we're going to go ahead and press the button. Now, this is just a jump puzzle. You can kind of bypass most of this. Just be aware of the fact that there are dangerous things in the water. So having a spear might be a good idea for this section, but that's up to you. So there are not Carcanos, but whatever the little flying capros are. There are piranhas in the water. So you just want to be a little bit careful. Now you can kind of use a little bit of a sprint jump on most of the areas in here, but it's up to you if you do that. Now, there's nothing super special other than this little spike area point. You just need to avoid the spikes, so wait till they go up and then down, and then you can go ahead and head into the actual cave. Now is 1 and 2, so we're going to go ahead and wait for this one right here. Come on now. Now, if you have a tech suit, obviously you can bypass this entire thing, but I'm pretending we don't have tech suits, so for this exact reason. Now we're going to go ahead and go up here. There are two ways to do this technically. You can kind of like crouch this corner right here, or you can jump up on that wall and jump over on that side. I like doing things the easy way, so that's why I choose not to do that. Now, wait till these go up, and then go ahead and head out. Now, this is where it becomes a little dangerous. See all the capros? Kill them, because they will destroy your day, but they cannot get up to where you're at. Now, they can do some weird stuff sometimes, so my recommendation is to just kill all the capros so you don't need to worry about them. All right, last capro. There we go. All right, now you can technically make this jump, but I like to just go to this corner right here, and then jump to this little section, and then jump on the foot. Get my free loot. There will be about 10 total loot crates, by the way, on this thing. Make a small jump, and then make a big jump. Now, there is a capro here, just out of spite. I hate capros. And then we're going to move on to the next section. Now, the button that we're looking for is right next to the door. You will hit the button, and it will open. And that's the jump side. Now, you'll have to hit the next button over here. It will open up the next door, and then you're just going to slide your way through. Now, this you want to be a little bit careful with, right? So there will sometimes be creatures in here. Kill anything that you can see before you get too far in here, because if you can aggro them, you don't need to deal with all the shenanigans. Now we're going to go ahead and kill everything we can. Notice how one of them activated a trap and killed themselves. All right, so this room is a little bit different. You can walk down these stairs just fine, but you need to avoid those three platforms. Those three platforms will spawn in some things that'll try and kill you. And if you use the stairs in the middle, she will burn you and there's nothing you can do. You're just dead. So you're going to go ahead and stick to this left-hand wall. I like to do a running jump just to miss anything that might or might not trigger. And then I go to this left-hand side over here. You can be very careful when you do this. If you crouch and walk up this and access it from a distance, you can get the actual loot crate. Now, we're going to go ahead and go back over here. Now, there will be spiders sometimes, and they are sometimes in the floor. So I look around a little bit. If they're not there, oh well. Next two buttons, 1 and 2. You'll hit both of those, and you'll be able to go into the next room. Now, this next room is a little bit funky. There are lots of traps, just like you see that spider getting smoked by traps. It's very dangerous. So you're going to look at the ground, and you're going to avoid hitting anything that looks like it's a square. Now, I know that sounds weird, but avoid the squares. Anything that's a square will kill you inevitably. So that's a trap. That's a trap. We're going to go ahead and jump to the stairs because stairs are always safe. I like to make sure, look at all the things that just died right there. I like to make sure that I get all of the loot possible. So you basically do like a 270 and go to the outside and then access it. If you enter it from 1, 2, or 3 sides, it'll kill you. So you have to enter it from the side that I just did. All right, now is where it gets a little bit funky. I've had this work in multiple ways, but there are a total of 4 buttons in this room. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You need to hit all 4 of them for this to work. Now, I've had this work in 2 different ways, so we'll try it the way that I tried last time. Avoid, go to the stairs, go to the wall, and we're going to go 3 and 4. Okay, I'll hit that right there, so it'll drop a spider. Fortunate. So you have to do it in a particular order, and I've had 2 orders work, and it seems as if it's going to be 1, 2, stay on the stairs, and it's like it's like a circle kind of thing you have to do, and if you do the circle properly, it'll open up. There it goes. So you saw that 1, 2, it was 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, now we're going to go ahead and sprint inside. All right, now this is where it gets a little confusing. There is a specific door we're trying to find, and this is the part where the tech suit is going to be super useful if you have one. If not, no big deal. We're going to click this left side. All right. Now, this is like the old school puzzle that used to exist, and it's not fun at all. So we're going to be looking for a room that looks just like this, actually. And once we are inside that room, there will be a button in the center, and it'll make a lot more sense when I actually get there. But yeah, you don't really need to care too much for right now. I'm going to ping a door, essentially, and we're trying to open a very specific door, and it's a pain in the butt to get to, and it's a pain in the butt to find. If you move around, however, a little bit, you will find some neat little pathways and ways to make it easier. So kind of just follow what I'm doing, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so we're bypassing a few basic things so I can get to the door that I want. All right, so notice how this door was a little bit of a longer pathway there. We're kind of going to use that to our advantage in a second here. All right, so I think it's this combo that we're looking for. No, it's not that door. It's, where's the door? Is that it? Nope, that's not it. It's on the other side of this. All right, so on the other side of this is where we're trying to get to. Once we get to the other side of this, that will be where we can, I want to ping the door so you can see what I'm talking about. But I guess I can kind of just like float up so you can see. All right, so this is where if you have a tech suit, you can simply fly over this wall to ping the door for yourself because you're going to want to do that. This is the door that we're looking for. This is the door that's going to let us into the next stage. I'm going to go back to where I was just so you can kind of have a reference point. That's the door that we want to open. Now, all right, guys, I'm about to show you the most frustrating part of this entire thing, and let's go ahead and get started. So our goal is to get to this door right here. In order to do that, we have to actually reach 2 certain points ahead of time, okay? So if you want to kind of see where I'm at right now, kind of 48, 78, and this is where we entered this room over here, and this is where we're at right now, just so you can kind of get an approximate chords. Now, if you have tech suit, this is going to make your life so much better, but we're not going to worry about it. I'm going to pretend like you're doing this on foot so we don't have anything to worry about. We're going to start the process by actually activating a countdown timer. Now, in order to do that, we're going to just follow my exact instructions right here. And it's actually pretty self-explanatory what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to repeat almost these exact steps to get to the other side as well, but not quite. So instead, we're going to skip. We're going to come back to that door later. We're going to go ahead and go over to this door, and we're going to go over here. And don't remember these. I don't know how to say this any better because you're not going to want to come back where we are right now. All right, so backside over here. We're going to go over here. All right, so this button game, usually you have about 4 or 5 seconds left to spare if you do it perfectly, by the way. All right, so here's how it's going to work. We're going to hit this button first. We're going to hit this button second. We're going to sprint around the corner and hit both buttons, or the right button is the only one you need to hit on the back. And then you need to do this exactly right. You have exactly 1 minute and 12 seconds as soon as you hit this button right here. Go. All right, so we're going to sprint out to the left. Oh my goodness, Veilwind. You're going to go out this door over here. You're going to go across. You're going to go this way. And then you're going to go left. Across the way over here, all the way to the far side to smack this button. Now, my recommendation is crouch to get under the doors just a touch faster, because any additional help that you can get right now is your best friend, because we're just trying to speed as fast as we can. And we're right back where we started. You'll notice this process. All right, so we're going in, and we're going to go and keep opening these doors. We have 45 seconds is what we're at right now. We're getting there. And this is that first door I told you not to hit. Now we're going to hit it. High stress, by the way, because if you mess up even a little thing, you're hosed. All right, almost there. Hit the middle button, which is going to open this door. We have 6 seconds right now. 4 seconds. And right behind this door is where we're going. So it's doable without a tech suit. I just wanted to show you that you can. So that right there is the hole that we're going to go into. Now, if you do have a tech suit, your life is about to be a lot easier. So what you're going to do, instead of having to do that whole process, once you get back to the section where we started right here, right? So you go through those doors. If you have a tech suit, you can just tech suit, jump over this wall, and then go through this door right here. Now, we obviously don't have a tech suit, so I'm trying to show you both ways, and that's how you would do it right there. I'm just gonna go ghost out of that mode, and then we're good. All right, so once you've done all that, that's the hard part for this side. You go ahead and drop down into your little area over here, and you have your first artifact. Now, the one thing you're gonna be careful of, don't sprint. Do yourself a favor, because there's a lot of death points here. You're gonna wanna jump over anything that looks like you could fall there. We'll take our first artifact, which is the artifact of the clever, right? We'll take the artifact of the clever real quick. We'll claim it, and then we'll run this way. Now jump, and then you're going to jump again, And then you're going to kind of go past all of this. Doesn't matter all too much. To sacrifice a little is to gain a little. Now, this is the side that we came out on. That is the side right there that you could come out on the other side to complete it. We'll show you that after we complete this. Now, there are two things you can do. You can toss one of your light pets down there and it'll burn it. Once you burn it, it's going to go ahead and open up the doors for you. Now, the left door opens because that's what we chose to do. We chose to sacrifice our light pet. And then darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. We're going to go ahead and go this way. And then we're going to go ahead and get to the button that we just pressed. And then once we press that button, it's going to open a door back over here. Now we're going to go ahead and drop down into some water. And then you'll notice that we've got a little bit of a jump over here. The rest of this is pretty easy, so I wouldn't be super concerned. You will need to watch out for these things, but obviously you can kind of just jump and avoid all of them. So as long as you see these, you can kind of just sprint past them. They're pretty slow. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and jump puzzle this for a second here. We're going to avoid hitting anything that we can. See how I hit that button right there? It means we released something. Turn on it, remain calm, and shoot them all. All right, avoid anything that is a square. Avoid anything that is a square, okay? Now, basically rule of thumb, like I said, if it's a square, don't touch it. See, that's a square. Don't touch it. That's a square. Don't touch it. All right, we're going to keep going. And now we're kind of just in a long run to get past everything. We've got a door right here, and congratulations, you've made it to the easy part. Now, the easy part is you have to kill some spectral creatures, that being dire wolf and bear. This is why you're going to want to have access to the, kill the Megaloceros, and it kind of is like, oh man, what's going on? It finds that you're the only one here. You're going to kill a low-level bear, you're going to kill a low-level wolf, and then it's going to spawn the next level of stuff. Now, finding them can sometimes be the hardest part. I don't know why it's such a pain in the butt, but it's a spectral bear, looking for the spectral wolf. There it is. It's underneath me. Just so you can see their health and stuff. The low level ones only have like 1,000 health, so a single shotgun blast should kill them. But you'll kill a 50. You'll see you'll kill an 100. And then you'll get up to 250. So there was the bear. Where is the dire wolf? Dire wolf can be a big pain in the butt and sometimes can be hard to find. All right, so I see the dire bears. Where is the spectral dire wolf? Where is this little turd? Sometimes it is hard to find. Now, obviously, if you're running around on the ground, he's got a better chance of finding you. But sometimes they spawn in weird locations and they just like auto despawn. I don't know. I have not figured out a good way to get past that yet. But if you were to stand in the center, that's probably your best bet and let them come to you if you're experiencing problems. Because they eventually do show up, but because I'm like flying around trying to show you guys things, it's a little bit of a pain. So you'll kill the level 100 ones. I'm just going to destroy wild dinos so I can not waste all my time here with you guys. Once you kill those, it'll spawn in the level 150s. This is where it gets a little bit of a pain in the butt. There's where the wolf is. There's where the dire bear is. Now it should spawn in the next level, which is at 200. Sometimes they give you a little bit of time, but usually they don't. It's weird. There's the boss. Okay, hello, buddy. Hello, come on. You. There's the level 200 dire bear. There's the level 200 wolf. And then we face the champion, which is the 250. And where exactly is the dire wolf? There it is. All right, so now that you've calmed the spirits, you can go ahead and claim your reward, which is the next 2 artifacts. So there you go. The artifact of the devious is now yours. And then the artifact over here of the massive is now yours. And then the rest of this is shockingly easy. So you're just going to push a button to get out, which apparently I'm stupid and don't see the button, but nothing else is dangerous. So where's the button? Why am I being dumb? What? Am I being dumb, or is this just... am I being arced? What's going on here, game? Is that not a way out anymore? Maybe it's not the way out anymore. Maybe if you sacrifice your character, you go out that way? Maybe. I don't feel like that's true. I think it's just they shut the gates. I don't know why. But you do have to, oh, there it is. Okay, so the water, follow the water out. That's what it is. I was confused. All right, so to get out of the cave, you're going to follow the water. And don't worry, at the end of this, I'll show you the other pathway as well. But there's your water drop. You're going to run through this entire process. I don't feel like running through the actual process. They like to make you suffer, run long ways for some reason instead of just having like a teleport pad. But you know, it is what it is. And then you run this whole freaking thing. Run up your stairs. You say, okay, cool. I'm up the stairs. I'm here. I'm jumping. Doing all these fun, fantastical things. Jumping. I'm not going to show you this, by the way, the second time through when I show you the other route. And then that's what I was wondering. So you kind of squeak your way up. And then this is how you're going to be exiting the cave. Now I will show you the other pathway. I'm going to bypass literally everything up until that point, and then it's just a bunch of running and jumping for the other pathway, so it's not nearly as difficult. So, and then the gate will open, and that's all you got to do. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So now after we've done this, I'm going to go ahead and show you the other pathway. We'll go ahead and bypass all the shenanigans so you don't. All right, guys, so we are at the very last part, and we are to the point where we are choosing the left path instead of the right. Remember, we crouch immediately. We go for 1, 2, and then 3. And then we go to the left side, regret for the past instead of the right side. So, all right, so there's 1. And then we're going to get 2. And then we'll hit 3 again. And then they'll open up the doors. Remember to crouch the entire way, because if you stand, you will get burnt to a crisp. All right, so this is what you're going to want for this section. You will need a scuba tank. There's no way you're making it without it unless you have a mind wipe to increase your oxygen. That is what you're going to want, because you're going to go into this water. And there will be a lot of loot in this area, but if you have a scuba tank, that's what you're going to need. You're going to want some scuba fins too. And that is because the sharks in here will catch you unless you have a pike. So you can bring a pike to kill the sharks, but if you have some scuba fins, you don't really have to worry nearly as much. So there is not really an easy way to do this outside of bringing a scuba tank or having increased oxygen. And all you're going to do is go inside this room. Now there are a few loot chests, so you can see the one in front of me. There's one over there as well. But in order to complete this section, we are going to swim all the way across. And once we get all the way across, there will be like a broken under half of this little bridge section in front of us. And our goal is to go up and into that. You'll see what I mean in a second here. You see the broken part. We're going to go ahead and swim up into the broken part. And we're going to go in here and then into this broken part. And now you can see why a scuba tank is necessary for this side. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and go over here. And then you'll go up these stairs. And once you are up the stairs, you will be able to enter the next part. Now, the rest of this is pretty much just a giant area of hitting things in right combinations or hitting things in sequences. It's really a pain in the butt. I highly recommend you have a loaded shotgun for it, because things are going to fly out of these walls and it's going to suck. All right, so what I was able to do the last time I did this was to hit 3 in sequence. And when you hit 3 in sequence, that's kind of what you're aiming for. So here's 1. And then I hit 2. Somewhere around here. They will auto open if you get stuck inside of them. But they will also sometimes open with random things. This one usually has a Carno in it. So it's 1, 2, and then 3. And if you hit those 3 in that order, this one's going to have a Carno. This one will have loot. This one will have Trudons. And it's just a bunch of small stuff. So you'll need a shotgun like this. Now, this is also going to be a 1, 2, 3 combination. 1, 2, 3, and 4. As long as you hit the 3 buttons. There's the Trudons. And then reload as soon as you get a second. What in the heck? All right, so this is why that good armor is probably good to have. So we're going to go ahead and hit that 1 button. Let me out, please. Really, Megan Nurea, or whatever you're called. All right, so usually it'll open for you automatically, but you might have to wait for a second or two. These Meganura, that's why that pike might be useful. So there's 2. And then I want to hit this back one over here. because you have to open, essentially you have to hit 3 in order to get that back one to open, but it's sometimes a pain in the butt. It's really going to be like that. Okay, cool. Why it's like this, but it is. All right, so be careful of this one because you've got spikes everywhere but that back section. All right, so typically the best way to do it is go 1, and then open door over here would be 2, and then it's going to open a third one. There it is. See how there's a Carno waiting for you? Lovely, right? Isn't this just so much fun? Press the button. Really? What in the heck, game? Apparently it didn't see me as pressing the button. I'm going to go ahead and hit it one more time because I thought I did. And it's apparently I didn't do it in time. Nope, it wants me to go back over here. Okay. And then it's going to have me go over here. I know this is so frustrating. It's such a pain in the butt to do this one. Then it opens this side. You just have to hit the doors as they open. And then it'll open this door, which is just a giant pathway. And you're going to go down here. There will be 3 raptors in this room usually. You can kill them by shooting them from a distance. See 1. These Meganeurae are still on me. I'm just going to destroy wild dinos so they can go away. But there'll be another 2 raptors in this room, just so you know. All right, now you're going to open these doors in combinations. Now, come on now. All right, so you can get loot behind this one. I recommend not getting any of the loot here because it's typically booby trapped. I know that sounds kind of funny, but it literally is. All of it's just a trap. Now, that's what I'll show you what I mean in a second here, because if you go down over here, goodness, I forgot how long this pathway is. There is a pathway you can open with like a dirt side to it, and that dirt side, this right here, if you open this door on accident and go get the loot, about 45 per Lovia are going to spawn and lock you in place. So I recommend just not and skipping that whole thing. All right, next up is we're going to go ahead and go down. I think that's a Spino, right? I want to say there's a Spino that spawns in here. Yeah, there is. Okay. So you can technically kill it before you drop down, by the way, but you can also just get on the boat and kill it as well. All right, so now what you have to do is you have to hit these buttons in combination in order to open up, let's show you. This door over here, you have to hit, there's 4 buttons. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I don't remember the exact combination, but I remember starting with this one. So I went 1. And again, remember the scuba fins would be super good to have. I'm going to pretend like I don't have any GCM mode. So there's 1. We're going to go ahead and go over to 2. And then 3, and then 4. Now, it is a combination of all 4 of these. Scuba fins would make this so much better. I've had it 2 different combinations. I think it's just Ark being Ark, if you want me to be completely honest. I don't think there's necessarily a right way or a wrong way to do it. I just think that it's Ark being Ark. So there's all 4 have been hit. Notice how it didn't go up. And that was the way that I got it to work the last time. And it's not going, so I hit that one first. Let's go ahead and hit this one second. Let's hit this one third. And then this one fourth. Let's see if that works. Nope. All right. So 1. I'm looking back to see if it's some weird combination that I might get lucky in hitting. 2, 3. There it goes. Nope, that's not it. No, it is going. So 1, 2, and then 3 worked this time. So left, back, right. All right, so now that we've gotten that done, this is just a jump puzzle. Now the jump puzzle can be accomplished by going up here, over here, and then you're going to kind of, sorry, I forgot. Let's drop it there. Jump. It's going to be a sprint jump again. And then you're going to go ahead and go here. It's going to be a sprint jump, but I recommend not going to the right. I'd recommend going to the left because left is always safer usually. Lag and stuff like that, right? So you can technically just sprint across that. Sprint over here. It's a regular jump here. And then we're going to go ahead and get to this section here where it is a regular jump or a sprint jump to go up this little pathway. We're going to go over this direction. And we are going to get over here. And this is a sprint jump. If you want to try and make it from here, you can. It's safer to go from right there. You will Crouch down, kill the Aranio before you get in there. And then to perceive is to suffer. Now, this is a little bit of a frustrating one if you don't know what you're doing. This is insta-death. All of this stuff is insta-death, so be very careful. There's a button. Now, this button will activate this jump path. Now, the jump path, I highly recommend doing what I'm about to do. Do not sprint jump, regular jump to this little pathway. You can skip the majority of this and then just move into the next section. Now, I'm fast with this, so take your time if you're not comfortable. So you're going to press that button again, jump to this section. Small jumps, don't do sprint jumps, because if you do sprint jumps, you're in big trouble. All right, so I like to bypass a little bit of this section right here and as much as I can because I'd rather not have to get locked in there. So you can kind of just do that as you wish. Now this next part, this one is at the very end, it automatically opens. So you can kind of just take your time with it. So you don't need to. I like to just skip jumps, but you do whatever makes you comfortable. That's what I'll tell you. Again, don't sprint jump. These are regular jumps. You can get the loot crate right here. It is a risk, but you can get it. I'm not going to for the purpose of this video. You can go ahead and bypass pretty much all of this by going this way, this direction. Now, this is where you're going to hit the button, and it does a little bit of a countdown. And I recommend following the pathway that I am using. Oops, I overjumped, but there we go. We're just going to do a small jump there. Again, small jump, trying to show you without messing it up. But if you have a tech suit, you can bypass all of this. So I recommend a tech suit if possible. Again, too far of a jump there. No, this is like, well, you're not necessarily doing it right. No, you're right. I'm not. But first few times I've done it, it's just hard to do it when someone's watching for some reason. All right, there we go. Now we've gotten past this section. Here, now you can technically sprint jump this, but it's up to you if you want to risk that. Regular jump, sprint jump. That's it. All right, so now you've gotten past all of that. It is the exact same exit as the other ones. You have the option to do what you wish. There is the artifact of the skylord. And yeah, so the only thing you want to be careful of is to sacrifice oneself is the ultimate sacrifice. Just like you see here, we came out the side that you wanted to come over here. If you were to sacrifice oneself and have a buddy that was with you, you could jump down this. It would light you on fire. Once it lit you on fire, it would open up the right side. Now, once you open up the right side, if you go too fast, you might not notice everything. What the heck? Oh, didn't realize that that's how that works. So that closes. You can get that. You can go ahead and go this way. Got to sprint through it. That closes. Got to sprint through it. And you should be able to just sprint the entire way across. All right, so now that you've gotten all of that, you just got to wait and then hit the button. Boop. And now you exit just like we did the other side. It's just a little bit of a different entrance / exit if you sacrifice oneself for the loot. And you would just kill everything else the normal way, and that is how you run this exact path. So hopefully this video helps you out with the jump puzzles and all that stuff. But other than that, teach.